Well, good morning, guys. A bit clara. How are you doing, guys? Beautiful morning. Didn't get much sleep last night, actually, so if I look like my eyes are stuck together. Yeah, wow. I had some weird dreams last night. Some weird dreams. Yeah, and one of the subjects we're going to talk about today is all connected with dreams and all the wonderful magic that's around us at any given moment. And the biggest question always, put to me is, how do I connect? And connecting, in the way you ask normally means, how do I connect to spirit? How do I connect to my psychic, my awareness, my intuition? And it's a great question. But if you've worked in this field for as long as me, you realize it's never an easy question to answer. And it's always kind of a let me down gently, because everybody wants an instant fix. Everybody wants that pill that they can swallow. And now I'm psychic, or, I can connect to spirit. And like anything in life, like a master carver, things take time and effort. And that's really, did you hear what I just said then? Effort. Do you know that as soon as I said that, 90% of the people watching this now would have switched off? Oh, did he just say effort? Oh, let's find somebody else. There's a reason why people are called masters. And I don't particularly like the word, but there was one particular person who wrote a book about what master means. And what master means to him was somebody who spent over 10,000 hours doing that particular work. And I can relate to it because it isn't an instant fix. However, there are things that you can do to attune. And if you kind of feel bad now, don't feel bad, because if you want to attune to spirit, then that must mean you've been on a spiritual path for a long time. It's not like you've just all of a sudden figured it out. So I think the good news is that the 90% who's gone, you're the 10% who are left. Well done you. Because it means that you want to learn, you want to put the effort in, and you want to know how it's done. And that puts you so much closer to that energy and that connection, more so than what you can imagine. So it's kind of like, did he just say then you can get there closer? And he just said 5 minutes ago you can't. The reason why that is because nobody truly knows your path. You can go on 100 courses and one day you can be outside in Mother Nature and all of a sudden you can connect. Now here's the thing, guys. I remember teaching many years ago a guy who desperately wanted to connect. And he was passionate. He was very kind and caring, loving, but he had a very stubborn streak, a bit like me, but also was very frustrated. And frustration is one of the things that hold us back from our connection. It's probably one of the biggest blocks. Fear, obviously, is a big part, because when you're worried about the connection, you stop the connection. But when you need it and want it, that's another energy that blocks. So the first thing I remember saying to him is, there is nothing really and truly that you can do that will awaken your higher self, because there is a divine moment when it happens. But if you're on the path like you are to the awakening and that connection to your higher self, then something must be happening and you must be on your journey. So it will all fit in its perfect moment. But what we can do is start to exercise. We can start to clear away, chip away at all what we've learned, and we need to unlearn. And I could see through his frustrations day by day, week by week, he was now releasing, letting go. And that means his fears, worries, and all the other things that held him back, which was family members always having a go at him, always feeling different than other people. Anyway, I remember the day came and I gave him a healing session on his third eye to try and awaken him. But really, it's not just about awakening the third eye. It's about putting peace into your mind. Once you've got peace in your mind, you can connect. And if anybody knows how difficult it is to achieve peace, then you'll know it's quite a challenge to connect. Just breaking down some of the myths. You don't have to have peace to be able to connect. Some people are blessed with that connection, even though they're angry, aggressive, nasty. I'm just talking about, in general, how it's been with me and what I've seen with my students and how it was with me as well. So here we go, guys. We've got some wonderful tips that I've learned through my own experience to become probably a pretty good psychic. Read for many stars, read for royalty, read for the highest levels of government. But I'm kind of like everybody's secret, They all love me, but I'm their secret. Nobody talks about me because they'll probably lose their jobs. But yeah, one day when I'm 80, I might write a book about certain things when everybody's gone. When they've all moved into the light, I might write a book about all of those people. But anyway, guys, I'm just saying that because, well, if I said to you I worked 12 years straight every day and I was fully booked. So I was pretty good at my job, and I can say that now. I never used to be able to say that before because I didn't believe that it was me. I believed it was spirit, but I think it's a two-way effort, it's a partnership. So I remember dedicating my life to the detriment of my family. I was working so hard that I neglected a lot of the times my family, and that I really have to live with, the guilt. But when you're in tune with something, you're just boom, it's got to be done. It's like spirit really uses you a little bit. So going back to this guy, it's not funny and I shouldn't laugh, but after I gave him the healing session on his third eye, he came up and he says, "Oh my God, I've seen colours. Colours." I said, "Great, good start. That's it. It's a good start. What's happening?" I said, "That's the awakening. You're starting to see colours." He said, "Yeah, but they're not just colours that I saw. They're colours that I don't even know what they are." I said, "Exactly. You're starting to see beyond the beyond." And a couple of weeks later, he came back and he wanted me to stop it. He couldn't cope with it anymore. I said, "I can't stop it." Just eat a load of meat, just drink a load of alcohol, just go out and start screaming and shouting at people. You'll soon find it disappears. And it did. He couldn't cope with it. So that's something to bear in mind. Okay, that was one of my favourite stories. Okay, so should we get started? I'm just drinking a lovely fresh ginger squeezed tea. Okay, thank you. Welcome, guys. Welcome to the video of how to connect. We're going to begin now by going into a few different suggestions. They may work and they may not, but they did for me. Okay, so I'm looking down at some crystals, which I'm going to talk about. But first of all, what we need to do is really talk about what it is that really stops us from connecting. On yesterday's video, I mentioned a subject of water. And I think the first thing you need to do is drink water which is not poisoned. Most water is. So you have to try and find a way of drinking plenty of water which is not filled with poisons. Now you just need to look into that and you'll understand what I'm talking about. This poison was used in the Second World War. in the concentration camps. And what they realized is that if they put this powder into the water, this liquid into this water, it would basically dumb down all the prisoners not to try and escape or get angry. So they knew that this powder works. And surprise, surprise, to this day, we still use it. And the reason why they say we use it is because it's good for the teeth, apparently. Okay? So the teeth, if you take a tooth and look at it under a microscope, you'll see that it looks like a sponge. There's thousands of holes. And they say that this poison fills the holes in nicely. So the dentists agree that this is a brilliant, brilliant thing for the teeth. And maybe, it may be so. But the effects on the pineal gland, which we have and you can look into, is that it calcifies it. So it's like, imagine you have a very strong antenna that has to kick out a wave of energy to connect, to pick up information. If you put calcium around that, cover it, it's no longer working fully at its best. So this is what's happening up here. This is why this is put into the water, I believe, because the higher, clever darkness and people who work for that agenda, if you believe that, it doesn't matter if you don't, but they know that if they keep that in there, it dumbs down the population not to think and realize what's going on. It just allows you to work and get on in the mind. That's it. So if you're in your mind, you're logical, but your spiritual self that thinks higher and is more creative and sees things deeper and the bigger picture is no longer working. So what do we do to uncalcify the pineal gland? There are many, many ways to do that, but I'll just give you one suggestion. The pineal gland, like in all ancient texts and writings and artwork, looks like a pineapple. It's the same as a cone, a pine cone. So it looks, and you can see all over the world, you'll often see the symbol of a pine cone. But if you look at this, you can see the same. It's the cone and it's similar. So eat pineapple. It decalcifies the pineal gland. And the other thing is, look for cedar oil. Okay? Cedar wood. It comes from a pine. It's the essential oil. And mix it in to a base oil and rub it here on your third eye and on your temples. Okay? Okay. I think we really need to stick to the third eye because the third eye is connected to that. So, the first thing I want to show you is this crystal. It's very special and a lot of people don't know about this crystal. It's a diamond, but not a blood diamond. A diamond which is called Herkimer diamond. And look how beautiful it is. See that there? It has beautiful matrix on it, inclusions, and it's just gorgeous. Now, when I first started, I started using Herkimer diamond, and I often meditated laying down and placing it on my third eye. So I'm already getting a headache straight away here, all round here. So I know there's something working straight away. I can feel the tension in my head, so it's like I need it too. So that hurts a lot and I'm getting like a headache. So if you get past any of the pains, it means it's clearing and cleansing. Herkimer diamond, amazing crystal for attunement to your higher self and to awaken the third eye and to heal and strengthen that is your higher self. So often wear a beautiful piece. My favorite piece, without a doubt, for opening you up to your higher self beyond anybody's understanding, because it goes into different realms of awakening, is Moldavite. Okay, so Moldavite would be again the same, placed on here at least three times a day. Once in the morning for 5 or 10 minutes, in the afternoon a little bit longer if you've got a bit of time, 10 or 15 minutes, and then before you go to sleep 5 or 10 minutes. But if you fall asleep with it on here, perfect, no problem, do that. Wear this all day long because it's working on your higher self. It's doing more than you could possibly imagine. I could talk about this for 10 videos, I'm not gonna, but the number one crystal is this. However, this is my suggestion. Moldavite and Herkimer together, placed on the third eye. Boom! So invest in one of them would be great. And if you've not got that much money and you're struggling a little bit, then another wonderful crystal is amethyst. Do exactly the same thing, okay? Brilliant. Okay, so let's move on from there. Where do we go? We go to meditation. Meditation is very important, and the first thing we need to do is learn how to breathe. Everybody has their own breathing technique, whatever works for you. And that breathing technique should be at least the first few minutes. And that is the release of toxins, negative energy. So how I do it is, first of all, I sit comfortably or lay down and breathe through my nose for 3 seconds. I then hold my breath for 3 seconds. And then I release through my mouth the toxins for 3 seconds. Then I hold again for 3 seconds and then repeat through the nose. And I do that until I feel at peace and relaxed, and then I go into my normal breath. So I don't think about it anymore. So it's a good start. Meditation is something that you cannot force or make happen. And in my world, meditation is very simple. Whatever comes into your mind is exactly how it should be. Whatever stays in your mind is exactly how it should be. And whatever leaves your mind is exactly as it should be. And if you repeat those words to you before you start, it then breaks down the brain, because the brain says, okay, well, what do? I don't need to think about anything because he said everything is okay, what comes into my mind. Well, he told me it's okay that anything can stay in there, so that's okay. And anything leaves is okay. So your brain then breaks down and doesn't know what to do. And then thinks, okay, I don't know what to do because everything's okay. And then it kind of shuts itself off because you're not asking it to do anything. Now, many people will use certain techniques, and sure, go out there and learn them. Listen to a name. You might get a mantra. You might get a color. You might get a focus on something that you really love and you remember of your past, your family members that you used to cuddle, and a thought, a feeling. They're all good as well. I'm only giving you my way that I started with, okay? And then from there, this is the beginning. There's lots of different ways to meditate, but try it that way and allow whatever happens to happen within them 5 and 10 minutes. It's also a wonderful thing if you fall asleep as well. That's a brilliant thing because you are actually attuning and then you're drifting, which is beautiful because you hit your higher self and you go into a very different place than sleep. You think you're sleeping, but if you're meditating and you go into that, trust me, you're working. So that's another thing. I think going into nature is extremely important too. So I found myself going into nature a lot more. And there's not, oh, he's being silly again. What's he talking about going into nature? Well, nature has a very powerful energy that helps you rebalance your whole body. So if you can take your shoes and socks off and put them on Mother Nature, soil or grass for 15 minutes and do the meditation, well, you put the oil on, you first of all eat some pineapple and then go into Mother Nature and then just sit down and do what I said, you will find that you will start to connect. You will. You will. And finally, what is a really good way to awaken your intuition? Well, I used to do this often, okay? This is my final little secret I share with you. I used to go into public places, whether they were shopping centres, and sit in a coffee house where everybody's walking past, or I'd go to my favourite place, which is a double whammy, which is the arrivals at an airport. Not only do you feel the love, but you also see what's going on. So you can just clearly see when there's a hug or a handshake or how you doing, mate, whether there is love there or there's an issue and a problem. And what you're doing is you're working your third eye, you're working your pineal gland, you're working your higher intuition, and you're actually making a story about these two people. And believe it or not, it is an absolutely amazing exercise. So just capture your eyes on somebody and make a story about them. Tell me what you feel about them. What's going on in their life? What's happening at this moment with them? Are they happy? Are they sad? So as you do that, you awaken your connection to that person. You are awakening your psychic, your intuition, and it's a brilliant exercise. Okay guys, that's it. I'm done. I hope you enjoyed the video. 22 minutes. Yay! Good one. Go out there. Go and do your stuff. Go and eat plenty of these. Yay! Drink beautiful, cleansed, clear water and get yourself a beautiful crystal and begin the work today. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. This is the oil that I'm using at the moment, sacred oil, okay? This is what I would place here on my third eye, just so you don't forget, because a lot of you have bought it now. 3 drops in your hand, rub together, breathe in through your nose, rub here and rub at the side here, okay? You can also rub it on your heart. That also opens up and helps you, okay? See, I could go on forever. They're just a few little tips. I hope they help you guys. If you've stayed to the end, it means that you are serious about your spiritual path and journey. And the rest who have gone just want that quick fix pill. And guess what? There's no such thing! Okay guys, from my heart to yours, have a great day, good luck and enjoy the journey. That is more important, because when you get to the top of the mountain, you're going to look down and say, wow, what a brilliant journey. But if you get up there by helicopter, it was never a journey. It was too easy and you don't feel the same. So enjoy those footsteps up that mountain. Take care, guys. Any suggestions, please put them underneath here for everybody else to read, because you might have some great suggestions too. Okay, take care. Bye.